Hello and welcome to this new video. I'm showing here battles from a new map that I'm making called the Rush. So those are a few interesting clips. This is a map that I developed following my now traditional method. That is, I include some AIs in order to help the server get started. So, for instance, in this case here I'm alone, so I'm fighting against AIs. What's happening here is that there is a column of tanks, German tanks attacking Russian positions, flying with the Germans, so my goal here is to protect the tanks. There is a few Stukas that go to attack the Russian defense positions, and what just happened is that this AI here is the Russian patrol. It's attacked the Stukas, and now I'm attacking it. So it's quite a bit of fun. As a player, you have two AIs flying fighters that you can dogfight with. It's quite interesting. That is, at least until the players come, then it becomes even more interesting. So that's what you can do if you are playing Germans on this map. The next clip shows what you will typically do if you are playing Russians. If you're playing Russians, you can go for the German planes that they're flying. So in this case, it's two Stukas and the escort for the Stukas. Or you can also focus on the ground objective, flying an IL-2, attacking the tank columns, as I'm doing here, using the 20mm cannons and the IL-2. Initially the tanks are in a column, driving on the road, but later on they come to the battlefield, and then they spread out. So I was playing there alone for a little while, and then someone else joined the server, jumped into an IL-2 and started doing ground targets as well. Shooting moving tanks on the road is pretty challenging actually, and especially on this map there are lots of trees around the road, so you have to be very careful not to crash into the trees. Shooting a small moving target is not always easy. One more pass of shooting ground targets. And the third player joins in. This third player goes onto the German side, flying a Fokker-Wulf. As you guess, initially he has quite a fun time shooting at players flying IL-2s, but there are also two AI controlled IL-2s that you can shoot. So the objective here is to have a mission where there is always something to do for the first players who joins the server. Then it's my turn to enter the fight again, this time with fighter. I picked the lag. It's not the best fighter, but in this case you don't necessarily need to have a superior fighter. It's nice to have a fighter that is able to attack armed targets on the ground and lag using the cannon. The lag is not the most maneuverable or the fastest plane in the game, but when you're fighting against even if it's a German in a supposedly superior plane, if he's low and slow, you can totally give him a match. That was a very close pass. Not a very good shot, obviously. But a miracle that didn't crash into each other. I suppose he didn't realize what was happening, so he didn't take the chance to shoot at me when I overshot. Still significantly faster. He's turning around. It's time for face-to-face. I shoot a few rounds and get out of the way. Remember that I have a cannon for the ground targets, and it works very well on the air targets as well. At this point my enemy has lost a section, he's lost one of his elevators and is limping home. I'm following him, but I'm not fast enough, and on the way there I run into another German flying a Bf-109. Not too interested, position is not too bad, but I'm not too interested in trying to turn after him because the lag really doesn't like to turn. So trying some weird maneuvers to get behind him without turning too much. It's starting to be tricky here because my speed is getting down to 250 kilometers an hour, and this kind of vertical maneuvers that I'm trying to pull don't work very well. So pretty well played of my opponent here, who just patiently guided me to a higher, increasingly higher height, where I'm no match for his aircraft. This was one stall too many. I need to get the nose down again in order to regain some maneuverability, and this is the point where he gets behind me. Could have escaped actually, but I'm a little bit lost here, I'm not sure where he is. And the effect of compression are making themselves felt, and it's really hard to maneuver the aircraft here, flying maximum speed, beyond maximum speed, so I have to be careful not to break anything. Pulling up again, at this point I have no idea where he is. Actually he's just behind me, but I couldn't see him there. And without a wing on my right, I take one last shot in case I get lucky. That's pretty much the end of it. So that was a lot of fun fights on this server. I think we were 4 at some point. It's not many people, but wasn't bored 1 second.